here to do our spiritual mind treatment this morning and speak to us a little bit. Please welcome Karen Frost.
Thanks, everybody. Do I not get a podium? Is that right?
Do you want a podium?
I would love a podium. I'm just mixing it up, right? Doing this for the first time, I'm just going to be demanding and be some kind of diva, because that's what you got to do on your first day. If you're going to come in running stuff, you got to come and be a diva, right? Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. So I'll admit I was asked to do this on relatively short notice. It was Friday evening, and I was in the Memphis airport. Coverage of the protest over the decision not to indict Darren Wilson was playing over my shoulder at the time. And in case some of you don't know, Darren Wilson is the police officer who shot and killed a black teenager in Ferguson, Missouri. And as a budding New Thought leader, I've stayed above the fray during this controversy. I've remained rooted in truth that our lives are unfolding perfectly, and that everything has occurred and that will occur that pertains to this and everything has a deeper and larger meaning that in some way contributes to the greater good of humanity. So when Reverend James called me and asked me to serve as the practitioner on duty today, I wasn't paying attention to the protests on CNN behind me. I was thinking about how I was going to deliver a talk that I had written for my ministerial class a few weeks back, and that fit perfectly into our theme of living out loud. But choosing to deliver that talk would have been the comfortable choice. That's not living out loud. That talk would have been loud for me 3 weeks ago, but no longer reflects what living out loud looks like for me today. And so once I came to that realization, I saw that I had a divine opportunity to live even louder. On that plane, I decided that I would stand up here and talk about my personal experience with oneness in the Science of Mind community, even though I didn't clear it with Reverend James in advance. Practitioners seem to do that all the time up here, don't they? I feel like I hear that a lot. So I've been in this community. I've been at the Global Truth Center when it was the NoHo Art Center when I moved here in 2011. And since I've been here, I've heard a fair amount of people in this teaching choose to turn away from the conditions of the world and say that it's all good, that it's all God. Some of us say things like, I don't see skin color, I only see oneness. But to me, oneness is the recognition of a variety of experiences. We honor all paths, all races, creeds. I'll admit I don't exactly know what creeds is, but it seems like it always goes in these lists, right? Gender identities, sexual orientations, we honor it all. But honoring doesn't mean ignoring. It means connecting, learning, growing, expanding our own consciousnesses and our experiences to understand different perspectives. I've had the pleasure of working with our teens once or twice a month, and the teens do honor each other's paths. They honor each other's choices, beliefs, their individuality. It's exactly what they do. They ask the hard questions, support one another, and encourage each other. The teens aren't trying to operate above the fray. They get right out inside the fray. They get dirty and challenge themselves and others. And I'm sure that's especially challenging for their parents. I don't have a teen, but I'm pretty sure that would be pretty challenging too. So as part of Living Out Loud, I challenge each and every one of you to take a page from our teens' book. Learn about a group of people that you may not be familiar with. Read a book you wouldn't normally read. Watch a movie you wouldn't normally watch. And I'll admit, as a mixed race, half Jewish lesbian, I know very little about what it's like to be Catholic, heterosexual, and male. I don't know a lot about that. So if you don't understand why these protests are happening across the country as a result of what happened in Ferguson, ask someone who you think might have some insight. And if that person that you ask for insight happens to be a black person, maybe ask about their experience of people coming to them with these kinds of questions all the time. I'll bet you get some really interesting answers. In Mark Nepo's 7 Ways to Listen, he asks, how do we respond to the tide of experience that sweeps into ordinary lives? How do we respond to the unknown by being absent or by being present? Do we circumvent the truth or move through the truth? So let's take out our affirmations. If you don't have a card, Connie and the welcome team will come around and get one for you. And it's also in your program. If you have a program, in this little insert at the bottom here. So I'm going to read through the affirmation once, and then we can read it together twice. I live my life out loud, remembering who I am and doing what feeds my soul. Say it with me. I live my life out loud, remembering who I am and doing what feeds my soul. One more time. I live my life out loud, remembering who I am and doing what feeds my soul. All right, let's feed our souls. It's taking a moment to take that all in, breathing that all in, knowing that God is that divine expression, that one divine expression that resonates and permeates through each one of us, through each experience, through each breath, in each moment. And I know that God is expressing wholly, clearly, vibrantly in this room right now. And as a divine expression of God, seeing these divine expressions of God all around me, I am so grateful to know that this service is inspiring, is wise, breaks us open in ways that we've never broken up before, living out loud to the fullest, living our lives to the fullest. And I'm so grateful to know this as I release my word into the law, knowing that it is absolutely done. Together we say, and so it is. Thank you.